Breathwork for anxiety. My friends, anxiety is one of the most gripping, powerful emotions. It attacks your nervous system. It attacks your mind, your emotions. And when we're in the grips of it, we often feel powerless. I'm making this video because it's been highly requested. And also, it's something I've been experiencing lately. And this is how I combat it. This is how I rise to command myself once more. And anxiety is plaguing the modern world. We're anxious about bills, about money, about relationships, about the phone dinging and, cars driving by, and there's so much anxiety out here. And we haven't been given the most basic understanding of the self and the being. We haven't been given the starting point of how to operate this vehicle, and that is the breath. We're going to dive into breathwork for anxiety, reprogramming and powerfully influencing our own nervous system. Without the capacity to influence your own nervous system, my friends, you're going to be living as a slave to reaction to external circumstances, reaction, to your own emotional reaction towards that. All of a sudden you get scared because they're talking shit about you, and then you're getting, more anxious because anxiety breeds anxiety, right? Or whatever it is, my friends, if we can't powerfully influence our nervous system, we are powerless to our own internal state and the external effects around us. Let's take back our power here. So this is going to be a little bit about philosophy and a meditation, a meditation that's going to help you essentially come to terms with a new relationship with life. And furthermore, the breath pattern and technique that will change everything. This is Reality Files, my friends. I'm Christian. We're keeping it real here, talking about some really powerful keys when it comes to anxiety or really any emotion, anything that's gripping you, right? All these different patterns of negative thought or whatever it is. This is where we start. So, my friends, anxiety comes from many different places. Majorly, attachment to what we love. Okay? Attachment to the person you love, the objects you love, and the fear of losing that love. Anxiety comes from there. Anxiety comes from uncertainty about the future, right? And reaching for security. It's funny, we're like anxious to get to where we want to go. We're anxious to get the money or get the girlfriend or whatever it is. And then when we have it, we're anxious about losing it. Yet most people go through their entire life trying to create more and more certainty, more and more security, right? Certainty about their future. Here's the thing, my friends. You don't know if a bus is going to hit you, walking across the street tomorrow. It might sound morbid, but it's the truth. This world is uncertain. Welcome to the mystery. Welcome to Earth. We must first learn to recognize that and accept that. And I find to accept that, we must move into the breath. We must move into a new revelation, a new relationship with what life is. So when we're anxious, my friends, as I said, it attacks our nervous system, it attacks our mind, it attacks our emotions. The only key you got is your breath. And here's the important thing. Your breath pattern determines your thought pattern. Your breath pattern determines your thought pattern. Okay? By breathing deeply and slowly, guess what's going to happen? Your nervous system, your physiology is going to fall into a state of homeostasis, of moving into the parasympathetic nervous system. Essentially, my friends, we are a system of waves. We have thought waves. We have emotive waves, right? We have waves of our blood as our heart pumps. We have waves through our nervous system. And when our waves are all out of whack, we are all separated. When we are separated, mind, emotion, and body, right, we are essentially the victim to anything plaguing us. We're sporadic, right? Our thought pattern's sporadic. All of a sudden, like, one image just leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. And it's like you're creating all these versions, all these stories in your mind and reacting to them emotionally, and your body's getting all tight and tense as a result of that. We got to bring it back to the base. By breathing deeply and slowly into your lower dantian center, right? Just start with 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, right? And pressurize, retain the breath, right? 3 second exhale, 3 second hold, right? In that full emptiness, in that full state of relaxation. Continue that breath pattern. I call this a cycle breathing pattern. And slow it down. Make it more deep. Make it more slow, more full, right? Until you're getting to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds on the inhale. 10-second hold. Let it sink all the way into your body, right? 10-second exhale. 10-second hold. All of a sudden your breath starts to ride much deeper waves, much smoother waves, right? Your body is going to fall into homeostasis and reflect that in your nervous system. And by concentrating your mind into your body, right, and feeling the subtle sensations happening and occurring in the body, by feeling the breath and focusing on it, by focusing on the flow of vital life force through you, right, you are using prana to bring the mind into stillness. By focusing the mind on the breath, the mind will become still and one-pointed. You see, the only way to rein in the horse, the wild monkey catapulting through the jungle that is your own mind, the only way to rein that guy in, right, is to focus him. Focus him on the breath. And by doing this, it's the most amazing thing, because you could focus on something external, right, like coloring or something, right? But by focusing on the breath, you are influencing your nervous system. You're influencing your own physiology. And by changing the way we are breathing, we change the way we are open and feeling in our body. We change the way we think and move in our thoughts and emotions, right? And as we smooth out the waves in our own physiology, in our own nervous system, our thought waves will smooth out too. You see, my friends, anxiety is the result of a false version in your mind. Anxiety is often coming from a fear of an illusory future. It is delusion, honestly. I realized this out in the wilderness. I was out in the wilderness of Canada for 21 days. And it was a deep analysis of my own mind and psyche, right? And I felt really deep anxiety out of nowhere quite a few different times, right? And the only way I could rein my mind back in from just writing more and more stories, from anxiety, creating more anxiety, right? All those emotions welling in my body. The only way is to really show up to the moment and concentrate on my breath and my body. And then all of a sudden you hit the true frequency. You see, the true breath gives birth to the true thoughts, give birth to the true powers of manifestation, gives birth to the true energy within you, right? Anxiety is all stories that your mind is writing. To stop writing those stories, stop reacting or trying to force your mind, right? Stop reacting emotionally to all these different thoughts that are literally illusions, and go to the breath. Now, once we're in the breath, my friends, and we've done that breath pattern, for 5-10 minutes, and every time the mind kind of goes off on a tangent and you notice your breath, you're slipping on the breath, bring it back, just gently. Smile at the mind, smile at all those things, all those delusions running through there. And I want you to kind of focus on a mantra. Pick one of these. The first one, my friends, is a realization of the changing seen world and the unchanging one. This body, how you're feeling, how you look, what you have, even what's in your mind, is all in a state of flux. The pendulum is constantly swinging, my friends. It never stops, right? The environment you see around you, the people you have in your life, all the possessions you have, right? Your state of being in your body, your strength or your weakness, your sickness or your health, whatever it is, it's all changing, right? Can we observe this reality from the unchanging one, the seer, not the seen, not identifying with anything lower, but the pure observer, right? And smile. Stand in that master. Stand in the one who is the master of love, who's the master of this reality, and have a smile on your face for all the thoughts that want to jump at your attention. The Zen monks say we have like a horde of monkeys rampaging through the mind, all trying to grab the light. You need to smile at all of them speaking and not react emotionally, not throw your nervous system into a jumble because of the emotional reaction you had to a false thought. Can you smile at them? Can you observe the passage of time, the passage of the clouds overhead, right? And as things come, enjoy them. And as they go, enjoy them. If you're in pain, if you're hurting, if you're anxious, if you are going through loss, can you learn to enjoy that with the eyes of wisdom and realize that that loss is opening up space for a new beginning? The end of a cycle is the opening of a new one. Easier said than done. But by working with the breath first and getting deeply there, you can open up to a higher state of awareness, because we are liberating energy that is trapped in base centers of the body. You see, my friends, I forgot to mention this. By breathing into that lower center and charging that fire, you are liberating energy from the base centers of the body. The base centers of the body have to do with fear, anxiety, consumption, lust, cravings, worry, busyness, right? By focusing on the breath, you are revitalizing the energy of your own sovereign will. You are revitalizing the upper centers of the body. You are liberating energy into potential, back into life force, right? And by doing so, you are freeing yourself from where your neurosis, this little loop, is trapped in your nervous system. We literally think with our entire body, my friends. That's what I'm trying to communicate to you. And by taking back control with the breath, you can get to that sovereign place. And from that sovereign place, you can remind yourself of a higher awareness, right? Also, from that higher awareness, 3 things that really help me out there. 3 things that really help me when I'm facing anxiety. The first one is fearless love. A lot of anxiety comes from what we love most and the fear of losing it. A lot of anxiety comes from the fear, just like love itself creates attachment, creates anxiety. Fearless love, on the other hand, is realizing your own mastery, realizing you are so worthy, right? And realizing that Great Spirit has a divine plan for you. You are right where you need to be. And whatever comes through the door, wherever the pendulum swings to, is exactly what you need. It is all happening for you. It is all happening for you. It's fearless love. Can you be fearless and love open-heartedly, right? Not attached, but fully compassionate, right? It's love and freedom together. It's a good thought. It's a good meditation from that sovereign place. Another one, right? If you can't get to the fearless love, work on your personal power, right? By breathing and feeling your personal power again, all of a sudden anxiety starts to vanish. We feel anxious because we don't feel like we can handle a future situation oftentimes. We don't feel like we're going to be enough for that speech, or we're going to be able to handle the challenges of tomorrow, or the next day, or this future problem that may happen. But if we breathe into sovereignty and we charge up chi, right? By holding and retaining the breath, by doing the pranayama, by focusing our mind and cooling out our nervous system, we are gaining and charging up personal power. From there, we have will. We have clear intent. We have a clear mind, because as our nervous system settles in, our mind settles down. We become one-pointed, right? And from there, we realize, holy shit, I can do anything. You know why? Because you have responsibility. Energy, and power is responsibility. The ability to respond to any given circumstance. But if we go through life leaking energy, right? Always reacting to stimulation, always reacting to the illusions of the mind, always having emotional reactions to situations or circumstances, we have no energy, we have no power, because we have no ability to respond. We are only in a state of reaction. We're in a state of base consciousness. By ascending and liberating the energy into higher consciousness, right? And charging personal power, you're just like, holy fuck. What I once was scared of, I'm not even fazed by that shit anymore. You know I can do it. I can do anything right now. It's in my capacity. And from there, my friends, essentially we learn to act. We learn to act from that place of personal power. We learn to bring that energy with us instead of react. So those are a few things to meditate on. Once you get into that place, get into the breath rhythm, influence your nervous system, seek that heightened state of awareness, of consciousness, and witness the changes going on. Can you just slow down? Can you slow everything down and allow the rhythms to sync up? magic, power, health, vitality is all a consequence of being in alignment with our natural harmony. We are meant to be one song. We are meant to be one song. But when our nervous system is randomly sending out impulses and our mind's frantic and everywhere, and our emotions are in a million different places, and our body's trapped in some like fucking, weird posture over there, we're screwed. Reharmonize. And then from there, you can actually influence, you can reprogram how you think, your relationship with the world. And wow. My friends, when we're in a lower state of consciousness, we feel like the loss of even something small is like everything. It's like, oh my God, how am I gonna move on from here? But if we raise our energy back up, if we raise our energy and awaken to fresh eyes, to a heightened state of consciousness, we realize that the world is our playground. We realize that, wow, that just happened for a divine reason. It opened up space for this new beginning to come in. And guess what? I'm stoked for it. We open our eyes and be like, what would my most powerful self do right now? I can do anything. The loss, the pain, the anxiety, the uncertainty, I'm free. I'm free inside. What would my greatest self do right now? Let me go do that. Let me stop dwelling in the past or dwelling in the future and be here now. Thank you for watching, my friends. If you guys want to go deep into breathwork and energy work, I have a 7-week intensive training program, brand new. For those ready to really commit, it is a big commitment. If you're ready to commit to yourself, to your progression, and to this kind of activation and knowledge, I encourage you to hit me up and apply for a free discovery call. Furthermore, my friends, for everyone else out there, I got a free energy work and breathwork basic training guide, a really awesome basic guide that's going to lead you, kind of from the physical breath, getting into more chi and energy work. Lastly, my friends, please like and share this message. I think people need to hear this and be re-empowered. My friends, it all starts within. By learning how to take back command of your own body, your own nervous system, your own mind, that is the starting ground for everything. That is where we are no longer enslaved to anything else, but we can actually start moving our will into the world. That's where change happens. Thanks for being here, my friends. Again, shoot me an email if you want to communicate. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting a lot of pics from my trips and, some more informal stuff over there. This is Reality Files. Hit that subscribe button.